When I was 20 years old, I started an investment account and I said that I would grow that investment account to $1 million within 5 years. And I did it in 3 years. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your first million and invest your first million as well as I did. And this is for people who maybe you have an online business, maybe you run a land flipping business, maybe you want to run a real estate business, maybe you have rentals, so on and so forth. And you're trying to figure out how to get to a 7-figure level at a younger age, like I did. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. I'm going to tell you how to get there. I'm going to tell you how to get there as fast as possible. Now, the first thing is to understand your pain and your reasons why you're doing what you're doing. For me, I just wanted to be able to live a life of freedom where I could get up in the morning and walk on the beach, as an example, and not really have any care in the world and not have anyone that I'm beholden to or that I'm obligated to speak to for any reason. What I really wanted was freedom and choice. And I knew that the only thing that truly gives you freedom and choice is money. Now, secondly, I wanted to be able to take care of my family. I wanted to be able to have resources for my family, because when I was growing up, there are many times where I saw my family having to ration for things. Like, we can't do that because we have to do this, we need to do that, we have to do this, so on and so forth. That's how I grew up. And I grew up very in a comfortable position, but there were many situations in where we did have to ration as a family. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to say, yes, you can get this and you can get that. You can do this and we can do that. Yes, we can go here. Yes, we can take that trip, and so on and so forth. And third, I wanted to put myself in position, which later on I found out that $1 million is not that much money. But I wanted to put myself in position to make generational investments and generational plays growing into my career, because I knew that I would get there pretty early on. So you have to understand what your pains are going to be and what is it for you. Maybe for you it's just same thing as me, freedom. Maybe for you have a way deeper reason. Maybe someone you know is sick and you need to have money for them so that they have resources. All the same, you have to have pain. You have to have a reason why, because that reason why is going to push you through when it's time to go through those dark times, when it's time to go through those things that are more stressful, when it's time to just deal with more stressful situations, when your hires aren't working out, when all these things are not going right for you. That's when it really counts. You remember the why. Whenever I would have moments in where I was like, man, this is so hard. I don't think I can do this anymore. How come this deal didn't close? Why did this happen? So on and so forth. Whenever that stuff happened to me, I always remembered, Femi, you want freedom. You want true freedom. You want to be able to literally tell someone, I don't have to talk to you if I don't want to. No, I don't want to work with you. I don't have to. Freedom. And so all that pulled me through. Now, the second thing that's really important if you want to be able to make $1 million at a young age and invest $1 million at a young age is to understand who you are and your identity. If you want to make $1 million, you cannot have the identity of someone who thinks that $1 million is a lot of money. You need to normalize the $1 million. You need to normalize the fact that you're good with money. You need to normalize the fact that you're good with business. You need to normalize that fact that you can do the best you can and the best at whatever business model you've chosen to do. You need to normalize that. If you can normalize that and that alone, it's going to become really easy for you to make that money. Because for me, making a lot of money is it's a normal thing. It's something that I've completely normalized to where that's what I expect. I expect to drive nice cars. I expect to live in nice places. I expect to fly first class. I expect to buy nice clothes. I expect it all. I expect all that stuff. I expect to have nice watches. I expect to be able to take care of my family. I expect to be able to I expect to be able to make smart investments. Everything, because that's who I am. And when you make yourself that, that's what you become. So all of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, even when you get stressed out, you have to be able to bring yourself back to who am I? At my core, who am I and who do I want to be that actually aligns with the goals that I have for myself? And when you do that, it becomes very easy. The world has a way of shifting around you. When you tell yourself, I am a millionaire, it may not be in the account yet. It may not have come through my hands yet, But if I am a millionaire, then I must adopt the habits of a millionaire. What does a millionaire do? Like me being a millionaire, what do they do? They wake up every day in the morning, they reflect, and then they work. Every day, that's what I would do. Wake up early in the morning, reflect on what I need to do, and then I'll work. Every single day. And like, it's not just about this manifestation thing. That's very important to see it, believe it, and achieve it. But the biggest part is the achieving it part and the believing it part. You have to be able to believe in yourself so that you can go forward and do the work, because the work is not easy. I cannot tell you how many sleepless nights I have had. I can't tell you how much pain I've gone through to get to this point. I couldn't even tell you. And so when you believe it though, it becomes extremely easy for you to drive yourself forward because you fucking believe it. Like, it's something that I believe. So it's like, okay, cool, it's a tough day. That's a good thing for me. That's what I want. It's a tough day. All good. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing what I have to do. No problem. You have to choose a high cash flow business model, and preferably one that allows you to arbitrage at a high level. And that's why at a young age, I chose land flipping. When I was 21 years old, I chose land flipping because I saw that people were making 100,000, 200,000. Hell, I saw one lady make $1 million on one land deal. And it was just a flip. She didn't subdivide it or anything like that. She didn't do anything to it. She just bought it and resold it. And she sold it in 3 months. And when I saw that, I was like, well, if she can do that, can I do deals where I make 200 grand? Can I do deals where I make 100 grand? Can I do deals where I made 50 grand? And lo and behold, a year later, I had done all these deals just like that multiple times. And so, high arbitrage, where we're being able to buy for 100 and sell for 200. We're buying for 200 and selling for 400. We're buying for 50 and selling for 150. We're buying for 40 and selling for 160. So on and so forth. And I've done multiple of these transactions in my career. You can check through a lot of these deals on my YouTube page. I've broken a lot of them down as well. So high level of arbitrage and doing it extremely quickly is one thing that allowed me to generate the cash flow to be able to invest. When you start to make this money, right, it's not just about like, I've blown through hundreds of thousands of dollars. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. High hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? But the thing is, I invest a good 80% of what I actually make. And I've always done that. I've always had the habit of doing that because I saw a video about that when I was just 19 years old. So I knew that the game is not about flexing a bunch. The game is about who has the chips to make the plays they want to make when it counts. That's what it's about. So yeah, okay, I drive a really nice car. Sure. I have nice watches. Sure. I'll spend $100,000 on a trip. Sure. But with that being said, I don't sit there and say, this is all of my seed. Absolutely not. It has to be 20 to 30%. And so you have to get your income high enough to where your 20 to 30% can be high hundreds of thousands, if not 7 figures a year. That should be your goal. And the rest should be invested into something that can make you anywhere from 5 to 8% annually on your money. Now, I do some different things with my money depending on what it is, but that's like a basic level. Like, to get to the point where you've got 7 figures invested, that's what you should do. And like all this stuff where you like, look, the business model is already high risk enough. So what you don't want to do is couple high risk with high risk. Like, land flipping is high risk. If you don't know what you're doing, you haven't done it a certain amount of times. I've done several transactions across the country. If you don't know what you're doing and you haven't done it a certain amount of times, it's extremely risky. Now for me, it's not as risky, but there's still a great level of risk. I don't want to miss anything. You have to make sure that you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. And so if I take this high risk business model that I already do, and then I couple that business model with something else and maybe another investment that's super high risk, that's a stupid play. It's not smart. You want to take the high risk cash flow that you earned and invest into something that's low risk and still going to provide you a return. And with that being said, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is inflating the lifestyle. And I see a lot of people inflating lifestyle as well because they want to show other people that they have it. because maybe you got rejected growing up, or maybe you just want to prove a point, or maybe your teacher told you you're going to be a bum or whatever. I mean, all these things have happened to me. I didn't fit in a lot of places growing up. I used to sit at lunch in high school in the classroom and eat my lunch by myself. And that's the reality, because I never felt like I fit in. And so maybe now there's an element of me that like wants to prove points and wants to do this and do that, but I've gotten to the point in my life at 25 where I don't really care. Like, I don't care what you think I have, what you don't think I have, and so on. And so if you really want to get to the point where you like have true wealth and freedom, and you actually have liquid capital available, you got to drop your ego and know that like it's going to take time. And know that like, first of all, I'm going to have to do a high amount of deals and take that cash, keep my expenses low, and make smart investments. And if you do that continuously, you're going to look up one day, just like I did when I was in Dubai, and be like, oh my God, my investment account has hit this point. I can't believe it. But then when you look at the transactions, when you look at the investments, 50 here, 75 there, 100 here, 10 there, 5 here, 15 here, 20 here, 3 here, 4 here, 75 again, 100 here, so on. And you just it keeps compounding and compounding. And then you look up one day and there you go. And so all of these things are tips for me that if I could go back to even earlier, if I was 17, 18, I told myself, hey, start now, that's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. I mean, I did it anyways. This is what I tell my little brother to do as well. Like, I tell him, man, like you gotta, he wants to go buy cars and grills and this and that. I'm like, man, you don't need to do that. At the end of the day, like, I feel like we all have something to prove, but you don't have anything to prove to anyone but yourself. And the other thing as well is, even if you make a lot of money, right? Let's say you end up making millions of dollars a year. Well, if you make, let's say you make, forget millions, let's say you make 500 grand a year. A lot of people coming to me wanting to make 500 grand a year. Let's say you make 500 grand a year, but you spend 500 grand a year. At the end of the day, if you spend that 500 a year and that leaves your hands, you no longer have it anymore, you're back to broke. And then you have taxes, and then you have a bunch of other expenses as well that you must take care of, because such is life. If you make $1 million in a year and you spend $1 million a year, you're still broke. So guys, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. It's about how much money you invest. It's about when it's time to buy a property, when it's time to make an investment, do you have the liquid capital to be able to do that? I'm proud to be able to say that I've never run into a situation in the last almost 3 years now where someone came to me about an opportunity and said, hey, I have this thing we can take down, or I have this investment I want you to be a part of. I have this deal I want you to invest in. I have this thing I want you to do. And it made actual sense for me, but I couldn't pull the trigger because I didn't have the money. Every single time a deal makes sense, whether it be a business, a land deal, a house deal, an apartment, an office building, whatever it is, every time a deal makes sense, for me, I have the capital to pull the trigger on it every time, because I made sure that through extreme discipline that I would. And this whole thing about, yeah, I'm going to spend the money because I'm just going to get it back anyways. Sure. But you want to make sure that you have a nest egg behind you from all this hard work and high risk that you put in. It's like you're going to war. Like, business is like war. It's mental warfare. Sometimes it even takes a physical toll on your body. So can you imagine you're going through war all day, every day, sleepless nights, stressful, whatever, and you just spend it all on partying, cars, whatever you want to spend it on. You just spend it on nonsense. And then you look up and you have nothing. The last thing, and this is the cautionary tale, I have so many friends, well, a few friends, not so many. Most of my friends do exactly what I'm saying for you guys to do. But I have a few friends that they went the other way. They said, cool, I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to flex. I'm going to put all my stuff on Instagram and show and show this and show that, knowing that I don't have the portfolio behind me, knowing that I haven't built the foundation. And it's like you try to build a house of sticks. You try to build a house of sticks, and guess what happens? Every single time, Big Bad Wolf will blow the house down. Every time. So you don't want to be in that situation because, you know, you take high risk and you stress yourself out. You go through all this pain just to build up the cash flow, and then for it to get knocked down and you have to start all over again. And you just don't want that. If you follow all these rules that I gave you in this video today, you will be able to make $1 million, save $1 million, invest $1 million, and so much more. If you found this video helpful, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment on what you found helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.